So today we have a problem where we're going to find the inverse of a function. So when we talk about inverses of functions, should be familiar with the concept of composing functions or function composition, where we use one function as an input into another function. So definitionally, two functions are inverses if when you compose them together, you get the output as just x. So in other words, whatever you input into the composition, you get back that same input. So F inverse composed with F always spits back out what you put into it. Um, so we can find the inverse. We can also check to see if our answer is, in fact, the inverse. And so the way we do that, so we have this function f of x equals 1 over x plus 2. And so first we'll replace the f of x with a y, and then we're going to switch the x and the y. And you can do this in the beginning or you can do it at the end. Doesn't really matter. But now we need to solve this equation for y. So we'll cross multiply. So xy plus 2x equals 1. And so always remember, always keep in mind the goal when you're working a problem that has multiple steps like this. So we need to get y by itself. So let's move the 2x over. So we have xy equals negative 2x plus 1. And then we're going to divide by x. And so um, so let's go ahead and write that as the inverse. Um, we could, um, I guess, divide that and get negative 2 plus 1 over x, but we'll leave it like this for now. So negative 2x plus 1 over x, and that should be our inverse. And so the way you can check this is you can do the composition. So f of f inverse of x. And so all that means is we're going to plug this function here in for x right there. So the f inverse is the input into the original function. So we get kind of a complicated fraction here. But as you move through pre-calculus and get into calculus, you need to be pretty comfortable with working with complex fractions like that. So how do you simplify this? So get back um, we should get back x in the end. So so let's multiply. We need a common denominator here, so we'll leave the 1 there. And so let's do actually what we'll do is let's multiply everything by x. So we'll multiply the top here by x, we'll multiply the bottom by x. So we'll multiply 1 times x to get x over here. We'll multiply this term by x, and then we'll multiply the 2 by x. So if we multiply negative 2x plus 1 over x times x, the x's will cancel out. So we get negative 2x plus 1. And then multiply 2x by x, of course, or 2 times x, of course, we get 2x. The 2x's cancel, so we end up with x over 1, which would just be x. And that's what we're hoping for. And we could do, I don't know if I have room, but we could do the opposite and do f inverse of f of x. And say if you want to try that, you can, and you'll get x again. Um, but that's mostly just to check, which you kind of want to check because you're not necessarily going to know for sure that your answer is the inverse because it's not really obvious that this is the inverse of that. So it's always a good idea to check. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them. If you have any other problems you want me to do on this problem of the day, then you can leave that in the comments or send me an email.